Hi, you guys, and welcome to Nosy Bystanders Live. This is day 6 of having good internet, so let's all keep our fingers crossed. And our new midday series where we just discuss everything on Twitter. Now, this is in regards to the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, the third part of the installment of the reunion. Full disclosure, I watch this stuff. I just don't discuss it on my platform because, like, I don't know why I don't. I mean, I've actually met Carlos King, so it's so crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I, so it's weird. So we are going to be discussing the third installment because it was so good. I ain't gonna lie. Um, I ain't gonna lie. Now I understand Jacqueline was reading Mia for filth, but there's a lot of stuff that people are not talking about, like the whole Jacqueline talking about Mia's husband and his prostate cancer. So we're going to talk about that too, because I feel like they let that slide across social media. And most of these clips are going to come from Twitter. So don't y'all worry. But I just felt like, so we're just, okay, so, okay, we got it. Mia's a liar. We get it. But like, yeah, there's more to talk about than just what the receipts that Jacqueline pulled out, because I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. So, we're gonna talk about all of that. But first, let's see who's all in the business. It's noon, so I know a lot of you are working. So, and we'll also have a show today at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So don't worry if you missed this. We'll recap it, but we're gonna do a show tonight because I want to tonight we're gonna be talking about a lot of other stuff. Tonight I wanted to talk about Glorilla. There was an incident at her show last night in Rochester, New York. There's a lot. There's a lot of news today. So I want to get to all of that good stuff. So first, let's see who's all in the building. And let me know if my sound is good. Let me know. One moment. Let me pull up the receipts and see who's all here. Hello Stephanie. Hello Auntie Tonisha. Hello Amber. How you doing today? Hello Cookie Wood says I already clicked, potentially waiting. Hello Jennifer. Hello Mama Bree. Hello Vapey. Hello Nosy or Inquisitive. What's up Lexi Glow? Hello E Ortiz. Hello Tidy Mommy. Hello Valerie. Hello Mandersley. Hello Suli. Hello Terica Carter says, "Hey Chief and family, I love the daytime lives. I'm watching and catching the playbacks." Oh, we appreciate that. Yeah, I like the daytime lives too because, like, there's just so much stuff that I want to be able to include in a show in the evening, but it's just too much, and I feel like we miss out on a lot of the news. So it's just easier to just do two short form live streams, right? Two 1 hour live streams, right? So it makes more sense. I hope that makes sense to some of you in here. Hello, creatively D. How you doing today? Everybody likes the midday check-in, huh? This is from Nisha says, "Hey Chief, hey Nosy Bystanders, how you doing today?" Hello, Janelle. Hello, Shan. Hello, Statement 92. Hello, Angalar. Hello, Copper Dragon. What's up all the way from Facebook? Watson, how you doing today? Hello, Keisha. Hello, Roxanne, again, all the way from Facebook. So, um, let's get into some of these receipts. So if you guys don't know, the Real Housewives of Potomac decided to stretch out a reunion show for 3 episodes, which is kind of unheard of because most reunions are one, usually two, but three is a stretch. And I guess they just let all their cards hang out in the third installment, because the third installment, I don't know if there's going to be any more. I don't think there's going to be a fourth. If there's four, that's crazy. But I don't think there's going to be four. I don't know if Andy Cohen will push it. I don't know if he's going to push it to the limit like that. That's really pushing it. But he could. That's quite possible. That's quite possible. So most of our clips are going to come from Twitter because we can't play the actual full thing because of copyright infringement. So I want to get to this tweet here by Mr. Mention It All. Says, "I hate seeing two former friends go head to head," and then he plays this clip. So let me play it for you. Volume. Me questioning me with married men, but she needs to focus on how her husband never knows her whereabouts. Your husband was checking with me to find out where you were when you were in Atlanta with, I guess, at a wedding, because he was thinking you were with another man. So I actually I was going to have brunch with my ex-boyfriend's mother, and that's what he got upset about, and we hashed that out. I was not with him. Okay, so my point is her own husband doesn't even believe her lies and doesn't trust her. Ciao. So right there, before we finish that clip, right there, Hey, girl, why you stuttering? Girl, she was like, my husband, my ex-boyfriend's mama. Why are you stuttering? Just be like, I was gonna have dinner or lunch or brunch with my ex's mother. Or she could have just said my friend who happened to be my ex's mom, but we remained friends. It was that simple. But the stuttering makes me, I'm not sure if I believe, I don't know if I believe that. It was too much. She was doing too much in that tiny scene. She, you get it, Keith? You said, okay. She was doing a little too much for me in that little bitty scene. And I'm like, why are you stuttering? Was you or was you not having lunch with your ex-boyfriend's mama? You didn't believe her either? I didn't. I didn't. She looked like she was caught off guard by what she was saying. Mia wasn't prepared for what Jacqueline was going to say about that lunch date where Mia's husband is calling Jacqueline like, where's my wife? So I don't think she was prepared for her to come out and say that. That's why she was like, but here's the thing though, and there's nothing wrong with having a familial relationship. Okay, there is nothing wrong with having a familial relationship with an ex's parents. It happens all the time, you guys. Sometimes things just don't work out, but you remain really close with your ex's sister or your ex's brother or your potential in-laws. You just build a relationship like, hey, I really like her, I really like him, so I just want to just maintain a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't want to get in here saying, oh, it's disgusting to have a relationship with your ex's parents. No, it's not. People are people. And sometimes you connect with the family more. There's a lot, it happens a lot. I know it happens a lot more in Black and POC households than anywhere else. I know it to be true because I've been in the hood with plenty of people with like, oh, this is my son's ex-girlfriend, but she's just close friends to the family. You know what I mean? Like that it's just normal. So I know it's normal to see, but at the same time, though, there's like, I don't know what I would think of. I don't know. I'm not a clinical psychologist, so I don't know if I don't know if I believe that her relationship with her ex was like for real. Okay. She do be lying. What's up, Carla? How you doing today? This from Amber says Amia was a snake to Jacqueline most of the season. Yeah, she was. She absolutely was. This from Sue Lee says because Mia be lying and Carlos King's voice. Happy Women's History Month, King's Galore. Thank you. Joanna says, sorry, I'm late. That's okay. Watson says she had the binder out. A binder for nothing. Because we gonna get to that. Because it was bejeweled and she went. Let's continue this clip.
Okay, anything else from you?
There's a lot of tapers in there.
I know there
But I
is.
don't want to go there.
Okay. Jacqueline, did you and Gordon ever have sex?
No.
Okay.
Was that another narrative that was like?
No, I think that was a narrative that some of the ladies here believed or thought that we did.
Okay. And y'all ran with it?
I didn't run with it. Mia never said that we had sex. So we
You all were kind of coy about it,
Yes.
though. Well, but I mean, you're a grown woman. If somebody's asking if you slept with somebody, it's either yes or no.
Are you sleeping with married men?
No, I'm not.
So
I'm not
where did you
sleeping
come
with
up
any
that?
married man.
Where'd you come up with that, Mia?
I'm gonna let her have that one.
Do the two of you have a sexual relationship?
Now he said, do you sleep with married men? I don't sleep with any married men. And then she said, well, Mia, what do you think of that? I'm gonna let her have that one. What'd that tell you? What does that tell you? You know what that tells me? Jacqueline and Mia have threesomes together. I don't know if y'all caught that. But they do. I'm gonna play it back because when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's why she didn't. That's why she didn't touch it because they both sleeping together. That's why Andy followed up with that question: Do you and Mia have a sexual relationship together? Because they do. They may not touch each other, but they're definitely in the same room with a man. Okay, I'm gonna play it back in case y'all missed it.
You're a grown woman. If somebody's asking if you slept with somebody, it's either yes or no.
Are you sleeping with married men?
No, I'm not.
So
I'm not
where did you
sleeping
come
with
up
any
with that?
married man.
Where'd you come up with that, Mia?
You know, I'm gonna let her have that one.
Do the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. She's so coy about it. Just let her have that one because she knows in the back of her head it's true. Because then why would he follow up with this statement here?
Do you have a sexual relationship?
No, we do not.
You do not.
No.
I never believed that.
Okay.
It just never
Me and Mia are just like we were close friends, and we're like sisters.
Okay. Karina from New Jersey said, Mia.
Come on, man. They sure didn't. They sure did not want to air their business out. And that's understandable. You don't have to. Andy Cohen is going to dig. That's why he asked that follow-up question, because he knows there's rumors out there that they are engaging in threesome-like behavior. That's why he asked the question, do y'all have sexual relationships? Because the way that they're coming after each other is not like, it never gave two ex-friends. It gave two ex-lovers. That's what it was giving. I don't know if nobody else caught that. I don't know why nobody else caught that. But what their squabble back and forth was giving was not. It was. I got zero. I'm like, these are not friends. These is lovers. And then it just kept going on and on. I was like, oh, that's what this. That's what it was. It all, to me personally, sounded like a lover's quarrel. That's what it sounded like. Because why is her husband calling you? It doesn't matter if you're friends or not, to figure out her whereabouts. That's just it was a strange pivot. You know what I mean? That's like Nene Leak's husband calling Candy to figure out where Nene's at. Why would you call her? Why don't you call her sister? Are you calling me? Right? That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. This is from 107 10R79. Says Mia is the one sleeping with married men. Yeah. I can believe that. I do believe that. I do believe that. I do. She can lie if she want to. You can lie if you want to, Craig. Okay. But we know what the real is. Okay. This from Watson says, I'm not taking showers with no grown woman unless we're hunching. For real. For real. Because I'm not. Okay. I'm not. All right. So but let's finish out this clip.
If you had such an issue with Jacqueline sleeping with married men as a friend, why not discuss that with her in private rather than outing her in front of the girls?
Because we're on a reality show.
No, that's not why. I only outed Jacqueline. It was a response, and she came after Gordon. She basically said that I need to get more dick. Jacqueline is the only one on this platform that knows that my husband is a prostate cancer survivor.
No, I
freshly.
know. You told me.
Right?
I didn't know that.
Be there as in May. She used that as a moment to come after my husband and his in performance in whatever he can't do or can't do. Like I didn't come to this group and say, "Oh, Jacqueline's sleeping with a married man." No, but you came after my husband's penis.
You are exaggerating.
So we're going to talk about all the married penises that you're sleeping with.
Ciao. That's only the first clip. Ciao. Let me get to some of y'all comments. This is from Watson says, Mia's a swinger. She put it out about his inability to perform. Okay, so I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. But we don't know what happens behind the scenes. One of them said, I think it was Mia, said it's a reality show about our lives. She's right, you guys. I told you this once, I'm gonna tell you again. Andy Cohen is going to dig. He's going to dig deep. Okay, because he's a producer and he knows what makes for good salacious television. So she may have said that on camera, but we don't know what Jacqueline was saying about Mia's husband off camera. Let's not pretend that people don't have two lives when they're in front of the camera, on camera and off camera. Okay, so something she was saying something, whether you want to believe Mia or not, that's to be said. You understand what I mean? That's to be said, especially if they're engaging in this like swinger type of behavior and then they have this falling out of a friendship. That's likely to happen. You know what I mean? That's likely to happen. That she would say that Jacqueline would say something like that about her husband. You know, it's common. And when two people fall out, they can say the most vicious, vile things about one another. It's not uncommon. Do you understand what I mean? So I don't want to sit here and pretend to be like, oh, she didn't say that on camera. So how do you know she didn't say that through a text or to a producer or to a makeup artist? You know, how do we know she didn't say that to one of her friends who leaked it to Andy Cohen? How do we know that? We don't know that. So when she says these things were said, I just have to believe her because Jacqueline didn't prove she didn't say it. She just said, you're misinformed. You're misinformed, Mia. But she never proved, I didn't say that. Tell me who told you I said that. She never said that. So I'm not going to be like, oh, like Mia's the good. What you're witnessing is two women who engage in sexual relationship together with married men, either theirs or somebody else's. That's what you're witnessing. You're witnessing a messy lovers quarrel and friendship dissolving. Okay. Right? Does that make sense? This from Jay says, hunching is such a funny word. It is. Hunching is a funny word. Amber says, she didn't have anything to do with it. We didn't even know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Nisha says, what is it he can and can't do? Who are you talking about? Oh, she's talking about her husband. When you have prostate cancer or something like that, it affects your prostate. Your prostate is how you get an erection. That's what it is. So you will have difficulties getting it up because of the size of your prostate. If you have prostate cancer, if your prostate's enlarged, or things of that nature. So you can have an issue because it deals with the flow of blood to the, so that's what it is. So sometimes they have to take corrective things like Viagra or, whatever is on the market. But that stuff also affects your heart too. So most men will opt out of taking it. Does that make sense? Right? So yeah, so she was saying that he couldn't get it up. So maybe she should just go and sleep with someone else for it. Basically making fun of her husband's inability to get an erection. Got it? Okay, good. Watson says, I'm sorry, I'm eating and typing. She basically put it out there in Miami when she was saying she gets G's permission. Yeah, I know. I got that. I know that part already, but I'm saying that she said she was making fun of her husband's inability to get it up. We don't know from the time that was filmed to the moment that reunion occurred what she said. So I'm just saying, don't write things off. Like the things you see on reality TV are built for you to build a perception about a person. Every person who goes into a reality show gets a specific character norm, which means you're going to play this character who's the peacemaker. You're going to play this character who's the villain. You're going to play this character. Everyone gets that role. Everyone gets that role in reality TV. Every person gets a role. And they tell you the role up front. So it's not like there's like, oh, we're going to work this scene. That'd be too much work. We're going to work this scene where Jacqueline is the victim and Mia is the evil villain. They don't do that. They tell you up front, like, we want y'all to go toe to toe, your friends. And then what they start doing, your producers, because each individual person on a show has their own producer. So they go behind the scenes and start scraping stuff up off the internet, bringing up ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, potential, secret lovers, babies made out of wedlock. They pull up all that stuff. And while you thinking, oh, I'm just gonna play this cute villain, they start dumping that stuff into the timeline of your show. So that is how reality TV works. So sometimes the people on the shows don't know what they're about to dig up and drudge up and do this and do that. That's why Andy Cohen asked that specific pivotal question. Do you two have a sexual relationship together? Because he dug something up. I promise you. I can promise you this much about Andy Cohen. He's been doing this a long time. He dug something up. He done found something. So he knows exactly what he has that he had not disclosed. And he wanted to see if they or going to disclose that they have had a sexual relationship together. But the two women, me and Jacqueline, they did a full stop and was just like, I'm just gonna let her have that one. I'm just not gonna say nothing. You know what I mean? They prevented that tea from coming out. That's just how reality TV works, you guys. It is. And when they say it's scripted, it really is. It's more scripted than reality. Now, their emotions when they're getting ready to fight, those are real. When they're drunk, that's real. When they go after each other during reunion shows, that's also real. But all of the stuff that comes to the forefront in regards to the women, sometimes that's the doing of the producers. That's why Andy Cohen was so livid with Robin when it came out with that story that Juan had been cheating on her with a woman and paying for that woman's hotel stays, and Robin had put it out that on Patreon. The reason why Andy Cohen was livid about it is because it was probably a piece of tea he had no concept of. The producers didn't find it. He didn't find it. No one found it. So they just thought, okay, Robin and Juan just have this like really weird, like standoffish dynamic, but turns out Juan is just a serial cheater. So the reason why Andy was so mad is because he didn't get it. He didn't care that Juan is cheating on Robin. He was mad that she made a profit off of it that he couldn't make. Does that make sense? That's why. So they're always scraping the internet for tea, dirt, salacious stuff, reaching out to old coworkers, old high school friends, college roommates, sorority sisters, a fraternity brothers. They reach out to all of that so they can build that story. So while you think you're just having a good old time being filmed on Bravo, eating brunch with your friends, they'll just have your husband's mistress just come down and sit down and eat with y'all. That's the type of stuff that they be on, y'all. That's just the real. Let me get some of y'all comments. From Carla says, Jacqueline probably said something about Mia's husband's condition, and that's probably why they're fighting, or they're not just doing it for exactly. There's real tension between them, but it's not a familial friendship. It's more sexual than anything. He's okay with the midday tea. Got you. This from Trish says, Mia only backed down because she didn't want Jacqueline to keep dragging her. Yeah, she didn't. Can you blame her? I'm just being honest. Can you blame her? Can you blame her? Because, okay, let's get to the first clip that brought us here. Okay. All right. Y'all ready? Volume up.
Are you sure? She claims that she was with my mom on Mother's Day. She was not.
No, yeah, I wasn't, but I was on the phone with her for about an hour.
Oh, so you're
I was on the phone FaceTime.
So Mia questioning me with married men, but she needs to focus on how her husband never knows her whereabouts. Your husband was checking with me to find out where you were when you were in Atlanta with, I guess, at a wedding, because he was thinking you were with another man.
Child. Now I want to get to the part of the booklet that she quickly opened and quickly closed. Hold on one second.
Sending that group chat to everybody.
All right, volume up.
Yes, Mia. Why don't you talk about how you're unhinged? Sending that group chat to everybody, talking about my house is in foreclosure. You need to worry about your food stamps. What was that about? When your family business is all in a shambles. Because I put it out there. Things that I thought that I knew about you, Mia, I ended up finding out were completely different.
Name it.
You were never the CEO of your company.
Lie.
You were never, or anyone. And I know all about it. And I have all those details. Do you want to see it? Yes. Okay. What is happening? Pandora's box here. Okay, so you want me to bring it out? You want to start? Okay.
She's got a bedazzled
You ready? You ready? We don't need all of it. So Mia claims that she was she claims that she was with my mom on Mother's Day. She was not.
No, yeah, I wasn't, but I was on the phone with her for about an hour.
I
was on the phone FaceTime.
So Mia questioning me with married men, but she needs to focus on how her husband never knows her whereabouts. Your husband.
Now, child, let's talk about the business and the foreclosure, okay? Because here's my thing. I don't know why Bravo has made it popular to talk about people's houses in foreclosure. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Foreclosure is a thing, okay? But what's not a thing is to drag people whose houses and homes are in foreclosure. That's a weird thing to do. It makes you a weirdo, so please stop doing it. The same way that people keep coming from uh Kim Zolciak, I think that's her last name, Kim Zolciak, for having her house in foreclosure in the middle of the middle of a high, super high inflation, and I think we're in a recession, right? Like, and the way that these women go at it about it, that's weird. That's giving weirdo energy, because you should care that your friend could be houseless or homeless. That's something you should care about. And two, for these women out here, stop buying these rapid, grandiose homes. You don't need a 50,000 square foot home. You're not Beyonce that has over, 120 staff members and 30 security guards. That's not something you need. If you have to go and lock every single window and door in your house, you don't need a 30,000 square foot home. Let's be for real. Just stop. What are you doing? Because Beyonce doesn't lock her doors. Other people do. Does that make sense to you? Beyonce doesn't have to lock her doors. Beyonce doesn't have to go downstairs, make sure her cameras are working, set her alarm. She doesn't have to get on the phone with ADT or Vivint or Ring. She doesn't have to do that to make sure her security system is set. She doesn't have to do that. That's why she can have a 30,000 square foot apartment with 120 staff members and 30 security guards, because they do it all for her, right? So these women on these reality shows, if you're only busting out a check for $15,000 an episode, right? You're only doing 10 episodes a season. That's not really a whole lot of money, especially when 90% of that is going into a $30,000 square foot home that you can't afford. Just get a cute condo and call it a day. But being on these shows give them this grandiose sense of that they are not well accomplished if they're not living in a 50,000 square foot home. And I think people are missing the point of that. More and more of these shows that get produced, more and more of these people go into crippling debt and foreclosure, and then they laugh at each other about it. There's nothing funny about that. They did the same thing with Sheree. When Sheree was having her house built, they laughed at her for years. For years. Like, Sheree, when is your house done? Sheree, is your house done? Sheree, when is your house done? When is your house done? Woo woo. Sheree knowing good and gosh darn well that she couldn't afford that house and having it built, you know? But she persevered and she powered through it, and that was a dumb thing to do. She didn't need to do that. She could have just bought a really nice home. She could have bought a really nice condo. She could have bought a really nice townhome. She didn't have to go and spend almost a decade building a house, because she just couldn't afford it. That was crazy. But she let the show, and she let those people on the show make her think that she wasn't good enough. So she had to have a 25,000 square foot house built from the ground up, knowing she didn't have the means or the money to do so. It's just crazy. In my opinion, that's just crazy. But let me get to some of y'all comments. From Watson says they didn't want to air all their business up. They listen. This from Carlos said, that's lowbrow, Chief. It's like making fun of poor people or mentally challenged. Yeah, it is. Like, ooh, you're in foreclosure. Come on now. Why even like that? But they're both wrong, because one accused the other, but it turns out the other one was actually in foreclosure. The second thing is talking about being the CEO of your company. I'm not entirely sure what business Mia had that required having a status of CEO of it. I don't know if it was a multi-million-dollar business or whatever, so on and so forth, right? But the structure of a business is really nobody's business. Does that make sense to you guys? So the way a business is structured, you can't tell people, oh, you're not the CEO of your company. Like, it's just my company. Whether the CEO or the CFO or the, whatever, if everything's in my name, it don't matter what title I hold. I know I'm managing this business, period. Point blank, period. I know I'm managing this business. So the sheer fact that she was trying to like shame her not being the CEO of a company, that's just paperwork. That's literally just S Corp structural paperwork. It means nothing, right? It means absolutely nothing. If she's running the business, she's managing the business. Now, she told people, right? Mia told people that the business was suffering. She did. At least she was honest about that. Right? She was forthcoming about that the business was struggling. But at the end of the day, though, it's like, why do you even care that she's the CEO of her company? Now, I'm trying to be gentle with Mia because I know a lot of people don't like her, but there's a reason for why she does the things that she does, right? There's a reason for the habitual lying. Is simply put it because she feels like she's not well accomplished enough. And maybe, and to be honest with you, maybe this ain't the show for Mia. You know, maybe this ain't it for her. Maybe this is just the wrong avenue for her to take, having to build this grandiose, you know, business, CEO, husband, house that's 90,000 square feet. Like, maybe this ain't for you. Maybe, you know, maybe you should just take a step back, really evaluate your finances, how much you get paid through Bravo, and then make realistic goals for yourself that doesn't involve impressing random strangers. And I'm not talking about Jacqueline. I know her and Jacqueline are friends, but like just trying to impress random strangers. Yeah, because all it's doing is piling up to her own lies. It's just it's kind of ridiculous. It is. It's it's kind of ridiculous. It is. It's getting concerning. It is. For me, at least it is. I don't know about anybody else, but it's like more and more I watch these shows not just because they're good and salacious and stuff. I watch them because they're just a true testament of like what you don't want to do. You know? They're a true testament of what you don't want to do. Let me pull up the next clip. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. Now we're done talking about them. I want to get to this next clip. Most of these clips are from Twitter, so they're gonna be a mashup of a lot of different time frames. Okay.
You still have not told me what I. You still have not told me what I did.
I'm getting there.
Well, let's go.
Okay.
And spit it out.
So we're not gonna talk if you're gonna just be cussing at me because that's not cool at all. Because I haven't cussed at you.
Is your gutter snipe bitch ass lying on my family?
You still have.
Now, in Giselle's defense, she was a first lady. In Giselle's defense, she was a first lady. And if you part of the church, and she was a first lady for like a number of years. So, when you're part of the church, it's just messy. You know what I mean? And you're just a rumor mill. All you do is just pump out rumors. You understand what I mean? Somebody had tweeted and said, every year, like clockwork, Giselle will spend an entire season spreading nasty rumors about her castmates and their families. And every time she's confronted in the reunion, she looks like a deer in the headlights, a new edition of the owl. She does. She always just looks like, me? I think the thing is, here's the thing with Giselle. That season with that binder, y'all remember that season? It's always a binder, a new season. That season with that binder messed her head up. So let me explain. So I forget the castmate that had pulled out the binder. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but I forget the castmate that pulled out that binder on her. But she had revealed that her husband, or her separating husband at the time, Jamal Bryant, was having an affair, and actually he had a baby on the way. And she had revealed that. Now, y'all know the tea, that binder information found its way to Larry Reid Live. And I think he did a sit down with that woman. Yeah, Monique. Okay. So he either did a sit down or he did a full exclusive on that binder. So that binder somehow found its way to Dr. Larry Reid. Okay. Okay. So that binder made its way from the Real Housewives of Potomac to Larry Reid Live, and then to y'all. And that's how you were able to figure out who that baby mom was, the age of the baby, and what Jamal was doing in and out that baby's life. Right. So then that's why we got to where we got with Larry Reid and Jamal Bryant, because Jamal Bryant was out here kiki and cackling about that Tasha K coverage. That you see, y'all remember that, right? So Larry Reed had exposed that Jamal Bryant was so mad about that binder, right? That made its way from the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion all the way to Larry Reed. That when Tasha K was covering Larry Reed, Jamal Bryant was in the back sharing sharing Tasha K's video, sharing clips with people, and Kikiing and Ha Han all up and through Atlanta. That's the real tea. That's the real tea. This from Keith Galore says Monica needs to apologize to Candace and come back to the show for real. So when Monica released that binder, I think it really messed up Giselle's head because she was like, I think she came into the Real Housewives like the gullible one. You understand what I mean? But remember what I told you guys earlier. Each and every one of those women has their own producer. Somebody produces the whole show, but a show that successful, those women have their own producers, and those producers are working overtime, round the clock work to drag up tea. You think that Monique, you think that Monique, with her busy life and schedule, had time to dig up that binder? She didn't. Somebody else did. And they had it ready and prepared for her because that was her victory arc for that reunion. So I think the reason why Giselle is so messy and salacious and why she's always telling other people's business and spreading all these rumors, you know what I mean, is because she don't want it to happen to her. She doesn't want it to happen to her again. So she rather everyone else be the story than her to be this, because it's embarrassing. You understand what I mean? It's embarrassing to be with someone for all those years and then find out on national television he got a baby on the way. So I think and this is not an excuse for Giselle. That's being messy. If you can't handle the mess, get off the show. What are you doing? Right? What are you gonna do? Just constantly just sit here and just like pump out other people's business and false lies and rumors with no receipts and nothing like that? You understand what I mean? So she doesn't want to be the story again. You said, isn't Giselle a producer? She's a producer, but she's not her own producer. Does that make sense to you? So each and every show, any show, whether it's scripted TV, reality TV, HBO special, whatever, they have producers. And these shows are built on tea and gossip, even though the women are supposed to be pseudo friends, which none of them really seem to be. It's all built on that. So even if she's a producer on the show, she's not her own personalized producer who has to go and drudge up all this stuff across the internet. Giselle doesn't have time to be sitting across Twitter and Instagram digging up stuff on people. So yes and no. This from Amber says that's exactly why she digs up lies on other people to deflect from herself. Precisely. She don't want to be that pivotal season again. She don't want to. She don't want to. She don't want to. This from Delightful D says it was in Larry's Patreon first. Once Monique talked it out, that's when Larry brought it to YouTube. It just cracks me up. I was just like, it's just messy. Like, I don't know how else to describe this. Like, it's just messy. It's just all of it is just so gosh darn messy. Okay. It's so messy. So let's finish out this clip.
And act, you are a garbage individual. You have no soul. Thanks, Kim. The fact that you will sit up here and act as if you are the victim, you are the reason that women cannot come forward with sexual assault and sexual misconduct allegations. Because you sit up here with your privileged, white-looking ass, and you think you can say whatever the you want to say, and no one is going to bat an eyelash.
Wait. Okay,
Right.
That's a little far.
No, it's not. No, it isn't.
It is.
No, it
too
isn't.
Far. Way too far.
No, it isn't. Your proximity to whiteness helps you to be able to sit up here and tell these lies.
You cannot sit here and call her white privilege when she's a black female. What is wrong with y'all?
It's the colorism.
Here we go with this conversation again. Here we go with this conversation. One more again. You can be an African American black female and be light skinned and uphold white supremacist rhetoric and notions and all that other stuff. You can be black and dark skinned and do it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't know Giselle or Robin were black women when I first started watching. I couldn't tell. People were like, Robin and Giselle are black. I'm like, stop lying. No, they're not. Because that's how close to whiteness they are. And that's okay. That's just how they look. You can't be mad at somebody for how they look. But that's just what my first notion of them when I saw them. I was like, oh, what these white women doing on the show? Okay, well, it's whatever. I didn't care. So someone pointed out, like, no, they're black. Look at their features. I was like, oh, they are black. They are. Hold on, y'all. I got to mute. There's an airplane flying over. Okay, I think it passed. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? This from Woody Lane says Giselle's daddy's a civil rights activist. That don't got nothing to do with Giselle. That's her daddy. That's her daddy. George W. Bush was the president of the United States, and his daughter was out there snorting coke and getting DUIs. Does that mean because her father is the president of the United States that his daughter is also this perfect being who is able to be? No, it has nothing to do with her. Zero to do with her. So because of what your parents do is not a reflection of you. It should be, but it's not. You understand what I mean? It's not. So her daddy being civil rights ain't got nothing to do with Giselle. Nothing. Nothing. Ain't got nothing to do with her. When was the last time you saw Giselle marching on Salem or in Salem? When was the last time you saw Giselle at a Black Lives Matter protest or rally or conference? Come on, man. Be for real, Wendy. Be for real.
That we just talked about, and you're still reintroducing into this group.
Let's call up Wikipedia. Andy, can I say something?
Yeah.
So, I know we just had the colorism conversation, and one of the takeaways was for us to be mindful of like the words we choose. Candace, I love you. You're my girl. I got your back forever. You has stated something about her white skin. I know you're angry, but I just want you to consider on the heels of that conversation, just what that may imply.
I understand what it implied, and I understand what I said.
Okay.
Yeah. She knew listen, Candace knew exactly what she was saying. Okay. She no shade, but she don't need y'all correcting her. Okay. Dark-skinned woman. She could see right through. She could see right through Giselle like Swiss cheese. Okay. There was nothing she said that was wrong at all. So for that facts. When that woman came in, I don't know what her name is, y'all. I don't be keeping up with these people's names. When she came in, it's like you should think about that. No, you should think about that. Why would you even interject yourself as a dark-skinned black woman to tell me think about what you just said? Girl, if you don't shut up. Girl, if you don't, I gotta play that back. Let me play that back. Let me play it back.
But I just want you to consider on the heels of that conversation, just what that may imply.
I understand what it implied, and I understand what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was trying to keep her job. She trying to keep. That sounded like, let me just say something so I don't just sit here looking stupid in this evening gown. She's literally trying to keep. She should have just sat there and ate her food. Okay, she should have just sat there and ate her food. She should have just sat there and ate her food. This one Tracy Takes On says, I think she was trying to protect to protect from backlash and getting her to calm down and to clarify. No, I think she wanted her to take it back completely, in my opinion. Now, you could be right. You could be right. But in my personal opinion, I think Wendy wanted her to take it back and apologize, like right then and there in that moment. That's what I think she wanted her to do. This from Mama Bree says, she should have said, I understand what I said and I meant what I said. No, yeah, she could have said any of that, but she said, I understood what I said. And she was not taking it back, as she should not. Don't take it back. She was right about Giselle. Okay? Absolutely. This is from Just Courtney. What's up, Courtney? On the way from Facebook says Candace said what she said. That's right. What's up, Ray? Ray said exactly. Wendy got more irons in the fire in any other place. Child. Let's finish this clip, okay? Child.
I receive what you're saying.
So our conversation meant nothing?
Oh, the conversation still stands.
Okay.
But
it doesn't apply to you, though?
within the conversation, there has to be room for the argument that someone who looks like me making accusations about sexual misconduct is not often taken as seriously as someone who looks like you or you. That was the point I was making. Did I say it in a way that was inflammatory? Yes. Am I sorry? Honestly, I'm not. I have a level of vitriol and hurt directed at this person for the way that she has chosen to conduct herself that you maybe could not understand.
I don't think it was appropriate, but...
Well, we could spend days on what you've done and said. Do not
I've never
address
said
me.
anything about anyone's skin color.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. She said, do not address me. Because she wasn't talking to you. She was not talking to you. She was talking to Giselle. And the fact that Giselle won't even open her mouth and even defend herself is because you know that she's right. You know she's right. You know Candace is right. That's why Giselle's just like proving her point. Literally proving her point. Literally proving her point. Because that's what people argue all the time when it comes to white supremacy, specifically with white women, that they will just sit around and let other people fight their battles. Right? We saw the same thing happen with the overturning of Roe v. Wade when white women were across social media like, come on, black women, come out here and stand with us. And black men were like, no, y'all sat here and let your daddies and your uncles and your brothers go out here and vote for these people because you thought, well, nothing got nothing to do with me the way he votes. And then all of a sudden, when their votes started to count and it overturned the protection of abortion rights, now y'all want to go out there and start marching and protesting. But where was all of that camaraderie and solidarity when other people were protesting for other things? Because it didn't affect you, because you allowed other people to do the talking for you. It's a very known rhetoric in the nuclear family in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s that men did the voting and women just voted however their husband told them to vote. Okay, well, he told me to vote for Reagan. Okay, he told me to vote for Eisenhower. Okay, he told me you understand what I mean? Like, that's what my husband told me to do. What I gotta argue that? She's doing the same exact thing. Like, I did something really terrible, but I'll let other people defend me. I'll just sit back until it affects me. And then when it affects me, then I'm gonna want all of your help to defend me. Like, girl, what do you do? That's why nobody likes Giselle. That's why nobody in the beginning, the season 1, 2, 3, I did. I really liked Giselle. I did. I was like, you know what? She's so sweet. And she's just going through a lot and she'd be minding her business. Each and every day, she just proves more and more and more and more and more that she's the reason why they'll never get rid of her, though, right? Because she's just really nasty. But she's more and more and more reason why I just don't like her every single day. Her and that, what's her name? Ashley. Her and her. Can't stand either of them. Joyce says, I agree. She's like, heck yeah. This one from Ray Bishop says, Candy says more. It's a great response. Yes, she does. Let's hope we can find the clip. These clips are all pulled from Twitter. So I can't pull up my Bravo TV app account because I can't play copyright infringement. So if we find the full clip, that's great. I did not see the full. I watched the whole thing, but I didn't screen record the full clip. I should have done that. That was on my part. That was my fault. Okay. Paris says, love seeing these afternoon stuff. Thank you. This is from Tracy said, Tracy Takes On says, see, this is what Wendy wanted Candace to do. You think? This from Cookie Wood says, all I heard was, I said what I said in Nene League's voice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like Ashley either. I don't like her. I don't like her. I do not like her. I don't like her. What's up, 15 the boss? How you doing today? This from Ray Bishop says, Candy held her own and articulated her points very well. Wendy called her out, and I'm glad she explained it. Me too. Me too. I should have screen recorded that clip because I don't think that the full clip is on Twitter, and that's usually where I like to go and watch the highlights, but I don't think it will. Delightful says, Ashley is proof a hit dog will holler. Just it's so funny to me that all the women whose partnerships are in shambles, Ashley, Giselle, they just the worst people. They're just the worst people. And then they don't even realize that they are benefiting from colorism. You know what I mean? Like your husband's got with you because of your proximity to whiteness, both of them respectively. And then you both got dropped like hot potatoes. Now it's different. Ashley's husband is just obviously gay. So he just got with her because she's a good beard. But Giselle, like, duh. You say what I mean? Duh. So why don't you like Ashley? I just think she's just like, she's at her weird like villain era where she got the raw end of the deal in the beginning. She defended her marriage vehemently for years until it was just dissolved into ashes because her husband's obviously gay, allegedly. So and then she just got nasty too. Her and Giselle, like, they were like, hey, let's both go into every season the exact same person. You know what I mean? Let's both go in being these rumor mills, spreading lies and salacious things about our friends' partners. Let's be the messy doublemint twins. And that's exactly what they are, like mother and daughter in a way. It's kind of weird. So they don't want the stories to be about them. They'd rather destroy everybody else's peace of mind, mental health, relationships, and just throw out all these crazy salacious rumors and then hide their hands, using white supremacist tactics, just hide their hands like, oh, that wasn't us. Or just sit around and not say nothing and hoping someone else steps in to defend them like Wendy did for Giselle. Giselle just sat there like, somebody come defend me quick because I'm not going to say anything. I know I'm wrong. I have nothing to say. So I need you guys to defend me. It's just weird. It's just weird behavior. This from Jennifer says, Ashley went from bullied to bully. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did. She was bullied. I will say that. But I wouldn't say she was bullied. I would say that people were trying to open her eyes on her husband. They were trying to warn her before that baby. Remember? Before she had the baby, people been telling her to leave him. They was like, girl, you need to leave him. And she didn't want to do it. She did not want to do it. So like, I wouldn't say she was bullied. Maybe a little, but I think more it was like people were like, girl, do you not see your husband and all these different people on Instagram saying that your husband was at a hotel with another man or another woman or woo-de-woo? And she was like, okay. But we're going to have this baby. And it was like, she was delusional. And then she realized it like, oh, he is a dirtbag. Oh, okay. Great. My husband's a bum, my husband's a bum. Great. That's fantastic. Yeah, she had zero defense at all. This from Tracy Takes On says Giselle never said anything during the reunion. Not a word. Not a word. And allowing other people to defend her ignorant rhetoric and her ignorant behavior. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you just got other people out here just doing your job, and that's not their job. If you are in the right and you the stuff that you produce, the rumors that you produce were substantiated, then you should be able to defend that. You should not have other people doing your dirty work. Period. Point blank, period. You should not have that. There should be no room for that. You should be like, oh, I said this about so and so and so and so and you because of X, Y, and Z. And here's the binder, or here's the receipts. But they don't exist. You know, they don't exist. When Tracy says the same thing Robin is doing. Somebody called them Rhythmless Nation because they put out a TikTok where they was dancing. He would not like that. He would not like that at all. At all. Okay, and that's okay. And that's okay. Ooh, child. This whole reunion turned out to be just more ghetto-ness. And that's fine. It can be ghetto, but it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But that is all I got for you guys on the reunion. Those are my thoughts. I hope there's not a part 4. There needs not be a part 4. Okay, Andy, shout out to you. Please just wrap it up and get to the next season of the next show. But that's all we have. We'll be back later on this evening for the night show, the normal show, at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here at the Nosy Bystanders Live. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. You guys smash the like button on your way out. Don't be ignorant. We'll see you guys tonight. Okay. All right, you guys. Bye-bye.